One of the most common myths we hear these days from first-time buyers and right-sizers is it's a condo. The strata maintains everything, so I don't need a home inspection. I've seen people skip inspections to save a few $100s, only to end up with a few $1,000s in hidden repair bills. Today I want to share why a professional home inspection is still one of the most critical steps in buying a strata property.
Welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because we're going to uncover one of the most crucial yet honestly most misunderstood aspects of buying strata property in British Columbia. We're talking about the true boundaries of strata living and why treating yourself like a bit of a detective, specifically by arming yourself with a private home inspection, is your ultimate protective shield. If you've ever looked at a gleaming condo building and thought, well, the strata takes care of everything, you're definitely going to want to pay close attention to what we're covering today. It's the ultimate dream, right? Maintenance-free living. No mowing the lawn on weekends, no stressing out about replacing the roof all on your own. It sounds great, but it leads to a really common and actually highly dangerous question. If the strata maintains the building, why on earth would I pay for a private home inspection? It's this pervasive myth that you can just skip this step because the Strata Corporation has your back. But as we're about to see from the Strata Property Act and local real estate guidelines, believing that myth, well, it can cost you dearly. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. 1. The maintenance-free myth. 2. Inside your unit boundaries. 3. The inspector's checklist. 4. Connecting clues to minutes. And finally, 5. Protecting your investment. Let's start with section 1, the maintenance-free myth. To really understand why you need an inspection, we first have to define the actual legal boundaries of a strata unit. We need to separate what the strata actually does from what you, as the buyer, are legally liable for. So under the Strata Property Act, the Strata Corporation's duty to repair and maintain is generally restricted to the structure of the building, the exterior, chimneys, stairs, balconies, and common assets. But standard bylaws make the owner, that's you, responsible for the repair and maintenance of literally everything inside the unit's walls. Heating systems, internal plumbing, appliances, that is entirely your responsibility. If you don't have an inspector check these components out, you're essentially buying them completely blind. And honestly, this brings up a crucial distinction that absolutely shocks a lot of first-time buyers. The Strata Corporation only insures the original building structure, common property, and original fixtures. So many buyers falsely assume that absolutely everything is covered by the building's master insurance policy, but it's just not. Custom renovations, your personal property, and internal upgrades, those are not the Strata's problem. Moving right along to section 2, inside your unit boundaries. Let's see how this builds into an even bigger financial issue, because exactly where the strata's responsibility ends, your financial liability begins. And this brings us to what is widely known as the strata deductible trap. It is a pretty terrifying reality of strata living in BC. If water escapes from your unit, let's say a washing machine hose bursts, or a toilet overflows, or a dishwasher fails, and it damages the building or the units below you, the Strata Corporation can charge the building's insurance deductible right back to you, the unit owner, where the leak originated. Yeah. And due to rising insurance costs recently, strata water deductibles have skyrocketed to a staggering $100,000 or more in some buildings. Think about that for a second. If your uninspected internal plumbing fails, you could literally be on the hook for a massive six-figure deductible. I mean, that definitively justifies the cost and the necessity of a private home inspection, right? You absolutely need a professional in there to ensure your internal systems aren't just a ticking time bomb. Which brings us perfectly to section 3, the inspector's checklist. So, how do we actually prevent those massive liabilities? Well, we go into detective mode. Here is the exact internal evaluation checklist a great inspector is going to use on your behalf. They're going to test the HVAC and baseboard heaters. They'll scrutinize the internal plumbing and those absolutely crucial water shutoff valves. Remember that deductible trap we just talked about? They also test every single appliance, the stove, the oven, fridge, washer, dryer, just to ensure nothing is going to require an immediate out-of-pocket replacement the very week you move in. Plus, they check for moisture and ventilation issues. They make sure the bathroom fans actually draw air, and they check window corners for condensation that could eventually lead to mold. So the crucial point here is that an inspector is trained to catch hidden dangers that a regular buyer would completely miss. Take the Federal Pioneer electrical panel, for example. This is a specific brand of panel that's super common in older BC buildings. It's frequently been recalled, and it acts as a major red flag for personal unit insurance companies. Now, as a buyer, you probably wouldn't know to look for this specific brand name in the utility closet, right? But a trained inspector, they spot it instantly. And that saves you from a nightmare scenario where you actually can't get your personal condo insurance approved. All right, Section 4, connecting clues to minutes. Now, what's really interesting here is the true superpower of a great home inspection. Think of physical observations inside the unit like the tip of an iceberg. If an inspector does a walkthrough and notices, say, a water stain on the ceiling or an aging roof outside, that physical clue tells you exactly what to search for in the mandatory 24 months of strata meeting minutes. You start looking for words like leak, water ingress, or roof repair. Basically, the physical inspection either validates or exposes the paper trail. Let's break this detective process down step by step. Step 1, your inspector notes a physical defect during their walkthrough. Step 2, you or your real estate agent comb through the last 2 years of Strata Council minutes and annual general meeting minutes. And Step 3, you look for deferred maintenance patterns. If the inspector flagged an aging roof and the minutes show that the council has delayed voting on a roof replacement for 3 straight years because they lack the funds, well, you've just spotted a massive red flag. You've used the physical inspection to decode the strata's financial health, predicting a potentially huge upcoming special levy that you would have had to pay if you bought the unit. And that leads us to our final section, Section 5, protecting your investment. Look, a home inspection is not some scary hurdle meant to kill your deal. It is an empowering, highly protective tool for your real estate journey. And to exercise this power, you use specific clauses in your contract of purchase and sale, like subject to property inspection and subject to strata documents. These are absolutely critical. They grant you a 7 to 10-day window to perform your due diligence. You get the inspector in, you read the minutes, the depreciation report, and the Form B. If the inspector finds a recalled electrical panel, or if the documents reveal a terrifying $50,000 upcoming levy, these subject clauses give you the ultimate power to refuse to remove your subjects, walk away from the deal completely, and get your deposit back in full. When you step back and look at the whole picture, the takeaway is crystal clear. A private strata inspection isn't an extra cost. It's an affordable insurance policy against buying someone else's expensive problem. You're paying a few $100s to ensure you aren't walking blindly into a $100,000 water deductible trap or inheriting failing appliances and years of deferred maintenance. Doing this should make you feel confident, secure, and fully protected in your purchasing decision. And that brings us to our final thought for this explainer. We've officially busted the maintenance-free myth, we've outlined your actual liabilities as an owner, and we've shown you exactly how inspectors and strata minutes work together to reveal the truth. So I'm going to leave you with this question to ponder. Will you let a myth put your financial future at risk, or are you ready to act like a detective and protect your strata investment? Thank you so much for joining me today. Take this knowledge, protect yourselves out there, and I will catch you in the next explainer.
An inspection is all about giving you peace of mind about what's happening inside the walls of your specific home. It's the final piece of the due diligence puzzle. So if you're planning a move in Abbotsford and want to connect with a trusted realtor who knows strata properties, let me know. I'll be happy to be your guide.